This week's edition of MTA Queensland's weekly newsletter, I'm standing here with Michael Georges of Absolute Car Care and Absolute Prestige Cars. How are you, Michael?
Good, Rob.
Good to have you online, mate. Good to have you online. Look, this week's a really important issue. If you've been living under a rock, you would not know that roadworthy certificates are a problem in Queensland. Channel 7 aired a program starring this man last night and MTA Queensland around a real emerging problem. Yes, we know about phone worthies, and we've been calling for regulatory change from government for some time. But there's a new development around cybercrime that's impacting on the safety of Queenslanders, but also our members. Michael, tell us your story, mate.
The big issue for us at the moment is we've got a lot of fraudulent roadworthies that are getting done online, on marketplaces in particular, on Facebook Marketplace. The roadworthies are issued sight unseen, no inspections, and Queensland Transport at the moment are sending them directly to us as an approved inspection station. We're having to deal with very irate customers who are presented with a piece of paper, essentially, that's just a fake roadworthy. And we're having to we've had staff that are threatened, and we're having to deal with a really serious issue. I think, we need some education around the issue, but at the moment it's impacting our business.
And what that means is, a consumer, I did this online with Channel 7 a couple of weeks ago. I applied through Facebook, one of our cars, MTA Queensland's cars, in my name. They could have Googled who I was, and within about 5 minutes I had a roadworthy certificate in front of me with a business name on it. Now, what happens is I sell a car, that the person I sell that car to turns up at main roads, they're rejected, and we tested the certificate with TMR. It was not valid, so they're sent to people like Michael. Me, if it was the consumer, if I'm the person that applied for the roadworthy, there should be no sympathy at all. I know it's dodgy, right? It's the consumers that are hurt. What do you think we need to do? Education, so we need to tell people that, hey, let the buyer beware?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a multifaceted approach to solving the issue. We need a roadworthy system where there's a way to check the validity of that roadworthy before you essentially go into Queensland Transport. That's the first thing. That can be done online.
That can be done.
We need education around that process. We need education with the consumer in terms of what is a roadworthy? What are we checking on a roadworthy, and why do we do a roadworthy? I think that's really important. I think there's a misconception as to what a roadworthy covers and what it doesn't cover. So there's another process of education there. For me, it's a multifaceted approach to solving the problem. And obviously, we need to be monitoring online as well through Queensland Police, through Queensland Transport. There needs to be some sort of accountability for those people who are issuing fraudulent roadworthies.
I think, and that's a fantastic approach. Michael's far more diplomatic than I'll be, because government, I'm not letting you off the hook here either. We need a proper regulatory regime here. We've been calling for it for a while. They've introduced this new training regime, which will do nothing to take the dodgies out of the system. We want genuine regulation where they're coming in and checking what's happening, not just compliance and paperwork. But we need significant penalties for when they catch people. Execute one to save 1,000. See you next week.